Zombies Chronicles was released on Xbox and PC on June 15, 2017. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take all the maps in the Zombies Chronicles map pack and we're going to rank them from worst to best. When ranking these maps, I'll consider two things. The first thing is the gameplay, so basically how fun the map is and how much the gameplay has improved in the remaster. The second thing is the overall look and how much the map has improved when it comes to the aesthetics and the way everything looks in general. Now with that being said, let's get right into this. Starting at number 8, we have VERRUCKT. Now we all know that VERRUCKT is a difficult map. Very close quartered and not a lot of room to train the zombies. In the World at War VERRUCKT, your best chance at survival was getting the ray gun or the flamethrower out of the box. In the Black Ops 1 VERRUCKT, Treyarch decided to throw us a bone and put a wonder weapon in the box. However, there was one problem. This wonder weapon was absolute trash, which in some ways helped keep VERRUCKT a difficult map. Now fast forward to Black Ops 3, Blondie did us a favor and replaced the Ice Staff's retarded cousin with the Lightning Staff's tall, handsome brother.
Hoorah! Waff again!
Having the Wonder Waff in VERRUCKT changed the spirit of the map a little bit. That feeling of helplessness, hopelessness, and being terrified to your soul is no longer there. Also, when it comes to the overall look of the map, you can't deny that in comparison to all the other remasters, VERRUCKT is the map that has improved the least. And that's why it takes the number 8 spot. Coming in at number 7, we have NACHT UNTOTEN, the map that started it all. When you think of NACHT UNTOTEN, you're thinking simplicity. You're thinking no perks. You're thinking about a much simpler time when the sniper rifle in the closet didn't cost 5,000 points. In Black Ops 3, however, that is not necessarily the case. Even if we decide not to use Gobblegums, the Wonder Fizz machine being implemented in the map changes the sole character of the map. The NACHT UNTOTEN Remastered is not as simple and not as bare bones as it used to be, and when some people might see that as something positive, I see it as more of a negative change. The added details are a bonus for sure, but there's only a limited amount of detail that can be added to an abandoned bunker, and I think Treyarch did the best they could, but regardless of all of that, I would still prefer to play the original, and that's why it comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have NUMA, another World at War map. Now you're probably thinking, this guy hates World at War. I don't understand this at all. Well, I don't hate World at War, but there's a reason why I like those maps in the Zombies Chronicles map pack a little less in comparison to all the other maps. Simply because I feel like the original World at War maps were simply dark and a little scary at times, and I feel like that was a very important characteristic that was shared among those maps. The Black Ops 1 remasters were a little bit more authentic when it comes to preserving the certain characteristics in comparison to Black Ops 3. I mean, I remember back in the day, I would start playing NUMA, and I'd be thinking about how horrible it would be if anyone were to get stuck in a place like NUMA. I mean, it's meant to be a swamp. It's meant to be full of maggots and flies and mosquitoes. But now, when I play NUMA on Black Ops 3, I don't get that feeling. Now what I'm thinking is how great this place would be for a family picnic. I mean, just look at that water and tell me you don't want to go for a swim. NUMA looks beautiful in comparison to the original. And that's why it is my favorite World at War remaster in the Zombies Chronicles map pack, and it comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Ascension, one of my all-time favorite maps. When it comes to the overall look of the map, the Ascension Remastered can do no wrong. When you first spawn into the map, it's no longer black and white, instead just a mild shade of gray. And when you turn on the power, you'll see a lot of different colors, as opposed to the original when you would go from black and white to gray. The gameplay is pretty similar to the original, except for one important difference.
It's a very simple answer. It's a change of mechanic. Oh, Jason hates PhD flopper.
The combination of PhD Flopper and Mustang and Sally was such an important part of the map that it feels like the remaster is truly missing something. And that in and out of itself is the sole reason why Ascension is not higher on this list. Coming in at number 4, we have Shangri-La, arguably the most difficult map in Black Ops 1. Back when it first came out on Black Ops 1, it wasn't exactly everyone's favorite map. You see, the Zombies players praised maps like KINO der Toten and Ascension because they could start a game knowing that they could survive past round 20, given the huge training areas that were in those maps. And then Shangri-La came along and destroyed everyone's hopes and dreams of becoming the next relaxing end. Many controllers were broken, many TVs were destroyed, and many rage issues were developed. But as the time went by, people got better in Zombies. They developed more skills and started to warm up to Shangri-La. When Zombies Chronicles was announced, some people speculated that since you can use a Perkaholic in every map, then Shangri-La is gonna be easy. And just like 6 years ago, their hopes and dreams were destroyed. You see, in Black Ops 1, even if you didn't get the Baby Maker out of the box, you had another to-go weapon. And this is when the argument about PhD Flopper comes into play again. Shangri-La, being the close-quartered, intense map that it is, does not work well with Widow's Wine. And just like Ascension, the Shangri-La Remastered is missing something. You might be thinking, well, how come Shangri-La is number 4, but Ascension is number 5? Well, although Ascension might be easier when it comes to gameplay, Shangri-La is just absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to the overall look of the map. I don't care what anybody else says, okay? This is where I want to be for a vacation. I mean, you know, minus the zombies and the shriekers and the monkeys and this asshole. Although the remaster feels a little flawed when it comes to gameplay, you can't deny that Shangri-La by far is the best looking map in Black Ops 3 Zombies, and that's why it takes the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, we have KINO der Toten. If you're a Zombies fan, you love KINO der Toten. This map is one of the most popular maps of all time. So let's talk about why it's not number 1, because I know for a fact that many people think that it should be. When it comes to the overall look of the map, it looks amazing. It's hard to deny that. I wish it was just a little bit darker, but it still looks amazing. When it comes to gameplay, KINO der Toten Remastered is really fun, and it actually feels like the original in some ways. But there's one problem. A problem that is consistent in the entire Zombies Chronicles map pack. The wall buys. Now I understand that Treyarch couldn't bring back every single classic weapon, but they gave us the MP40 and the M16, so why not put them on the original wall buy locations? If you're training on the stage, the M16 wall buy comes in handy, and the MP40 wall buy was also extremely popular, but for some reason they decided to replace it with the CUDA. In maps like KINO der Toten, when it's all about simplicity and casual gameplay, these small changes make a big difference. They take away from the authenticity of the map. And that is the reason why KINO der Toten comes in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Origins. Origins is my favorite map of all time, and it is very much loved by the Zombies community in general. So when Zombies Chronicles was announced, people were excited to see this map return. But some were concerned that it wouldn't live up to the expectations. And on some level, they were right. I mean, it didn't live up to the expectations because most people expected the gameplay to be similar to the original Origins, but the gameplay is really different. But I've been playing this map a lot ever since the release, and I can safely say that the gameplay is actually really fun. You just have to play it a lot differently than you used to play the original. Origins Remastered forces the players to come up with new ways and strategies to get out of different situations. When it comes to the aesthetics, the map looks great. The staffs look awesome and the new HUD is badass. It really should be number 1 on the list, right? Well, not exactly. Remember how triggered you were when you found out that there was no MP40 wallbuy on KINO? Well, good news is, there is an MP40 wallbuy on Origins. But then, since you're a noob, a round later, you run out of ammo, so you head to Generator 4, see if you can buy some more ammo for your MP40, and you see that the wallbuy is now the KN44. So you head to Generator 2 to try to see if you can buy more ammo for your MP40, and you see the VMP instead. So you just give up on the MP40 altogether, you head to the church and buy an SDG, but then again, a round later, you run out of ammo, so you decide to go to the second wallbuy location for the SDG to buy some more ammo, you head down the excavation site, and you see the M1927 instead. Bottom line is, the wallbuys have not only changed, but they're now really inconsistent. They replaced an SDG wallbuy with an M1927. So they replaced a classic wallbuy with another classic wallbuy, which makes as much sense as the dancing zombies in Infinite Warfare. Look, all I'm saying is, if the wallbuys were more consistent, this map would be more authentic and more enjoyable to play, but regardless, the Origins Remastered is an amazing map, and it comes in at number 2. Coming in at the number 1 spot, we have Moon. If you look back to when Moon first came out in Black Ops 1, the community was sort of divisive about the way they felt about it. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like Moon. I thought the map looked terrible, to be honest. And I was just not a very big fan. But Moon Remastered has completely changed the way I feel about this map. It's now one of my favorites. No map in the Zombies Chronicles map pack has improved more than Moon. The map feels much better when it comes to the gameplay in general, especially when there's no gravity. I feel like you can move around a lot smoother now. The new generation console and the Black Ops 3 engine have definitely done right by this map. I always felt bad for not liking Moon because I really wanted to enjoy it, but now I actually can, and that's why Moon comes in at number 1. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for today. Just keep in mind that this video is opinion based, and feel free to comment your own list and let me know what your favorite map is. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.